What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Knicks Latest. Please excuse the voice. I'm a little under the weather, but there were some weird things happening yesterday that I want to get to. But first, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are about a month and a half away from the first regular season game of the season, the most anticipated Knicks season since the Patrick Ewing days. The first time in a while, I think you can honestly say the Knicks should get to the NBA Finals. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you comment. We are developing a community of Knicks fans here. I do take your comments. I do use them. I do answer questions. There are sections and there are segments on this channel in which I do talk to you. Want to make you a part of this show just as much as I'm a part of this show. All right, let's get straight into it. A report came out that Ben Simmons might be retiring, which to me, when it hit, didn't really surprise me. I didn't think he would. I didn't go into this offseason thinking, Ben Simmons is not going to have a team, he's going to retire. Obviously, there's been a lot of news circulating that he could sign with the Knicks, that he could sign with the Kings. He's been shopping himself around, it seems like. There's teams that seems to be interested, so it didn't cross my mind that he could retire. But it's looking like it's a possibility now. He's had such an interesting career. He came out of the gate on fire, rookie of the year, 3-time All-Star, looked like he could be one of the better point guards in the league. I mean, Colin Cowherd famously said that the league could be his, move over LeBron. Like, that was the ceiling for Ben Simmons. And then, I don't know if it was that one game in Atlanta, Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, that everything just took a downturn, but Ben Simmons just became a different player, became a different person, really, and wasn't able to be the player that everybody projected him out to be. Career kind of spiraled out of control, was in Brooklyn, was in Los Angeles last year, played on different teams. He still has value in this league. Still, there's a lot he can do. I preferably don't want him on the Knicks, but still could hold value on an NBA court. So it would be interesting to see if he does retire or not. Now, it is said that the Knicks probably are favored to land him if he does stay, which, if you go back to the videos, is not someone who I would particularly want for the simple fact that I don't think we should be staggering Josh Hart and Ben Simmons, or Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, and Ben Simmons. There's enough non-shooters in the lineup. I don't think that's a good idea. But I would like to see Ben Simmons land somewhere, right? I'm looking for a redemption story. Ben Simmons, when he came into the league, was one of my favorite players in the league because he can pass the rock, because he's a playmaker, and those are the type of players that I like. And for me to think about where he was in Philadelphia to where he's come, it's kind of sad. But with that said, still rather Landry Shamet. And you know why. Would rather a 3-and-D shooter, somebody who can hit the three, someone who can defend the perimeter. We have Jordan Clarkson. We have Deuce McBride in our backcourt. We have Yaba Sele now in our front court. We don't know if Josh Hart's going to be starting. We don't know if Mitchell Robinson's going to be starting. But either way, Landry Shamet and a 3-and-D type player fits best with what the Knicks have going on right now on that bench. Just makes sense. Just what I think the Knicks need. All right, I want to get to this Pablo Torre story. Now, it does involve the Knicks later on, but to understand that, you have to understand the full story, and that's Pablo Torre has been investigating Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers, and he dropped a bombshell report showing that Kawhi Leonard, or accusing Kawhi Leonard and Steve Ballmer working out some backroom deal where Kawhi Leonard will be getting paid $7 million per year through another company that circumvents the salary cap, so they could pay him more without it affecting the salary cap, essentially. If that's the long story short, it's a way to give Kawhi Leonard more money, and it's a way for the Clippers not to be hit by any salary cap implications. It's illegal. It's something, in my opinion, that if it is true, I think Steve Ballmer should no longer be an owner. I think the Clippers should be punished, and I think Kawhi Leonard's contract should be void. I really do think it's that serious. You're cheating the system in place that's made to keep things fair within the NBA, and you're also taking away opportunities from other teams to sign these players. For instance, the owner of the Raptors just could not understand why Kawhi Leonard wouldn't sign with Toronto after they won the championship. He was offering endorsement deals. He was trying to find ways legally, and that doesn't circumvent the cap, to keep Kawhi Leonard around, and he just wouldn't stay. And no one understood why. And it's not like the Los Angeles Clippers are this beacon of excellence in the NBA. So there were some eyebrows raised as to why Kawhi even decided to go to the Clippers in the first place. So if that's true, to me, that's a huge bombshell. And that's something that the league's going to have to deal with. I think there should be harsh punishments, and I think any team that does that should receive harsh punishments. With that said, Pablo Torre went on TV yesterday and said that he might look into the Jalen Brunson contract situation next, which scares the crap out of me because if you follow anything with the salary cap or Jalen Brunson or the Knicks, you know that Jalen Brunson took a huge pay cut in order to sign with the Knicks so the Knicks can get more players. A reason why we're able to afford Cat and Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart and possibly Mitchell Robinson is because Jalen Brunson took a $113 million basically pay cut. He could have got the max, but he decided not to. Now, the implication would be that the Knicks found a way to pay Jalen Brunson that money in other ways. Now, there's no evidence whatsoever. If you're a Knicks fan, I would not be panicking. There's been nothing that's come out. There's no trails of anything that we are aware of right now. Pablo Torre himself said that there's nothing right now, but it's something that he would look into, which I find weird. It's like, why are you targeting the Knicks? Like, why can't Jalen Brunson just do a good, solid thing to win an NBA championship? He's going to play in New York. He's going to get endorsement deals anyway. $100+ million is a lot of freaking money. That's generational. So why would he, you can argue, why would he end up doing that? You can argue that someone would be very happy taking $100+ million contract plus endorsements to stay in the city that loves him and to bring a championship to a team that hasn't won one since the 70s. I think you can make an argument for both. I do think you can say, hey, this is kind of fishy, right? What pro athlete really does that? But I also think that athletes do this all the time. Tom Brady did it with the Patriots. Athletes take pay cuts. It's not an abnormality. It happens. And as a Knicks fan, as someone who roots for the team, as somebody, I don't know Jalen Brunson. This is not a power circle relationship, but looking at him and the way he operates and the way his family operates, I can't see him taking dark money or money under the table to stay with the Knicks. Maybe he has some endorsements lined up. Maybe he thought that if I stayed with the Knicks, I can get XYZ from here, but that's legal. Endorsements are legal. I don't think James Dolan or Leon Rose were working some backdoor deal where Jalen Brunson got paid for a company that he's not working for. That's what I'm saying. So for me, I'm not worried about this. I wouldn't say that I'm even frustrated at Pablo. Pablo's an investigative journalist, and that's what they do, right? If they think something's fishy, if something's sticking out to them, they go investigate. Now, how he investigates is another thing. To me, he's very ethical. I like Pablo. I trust him. I trust that if he went out to try to find something and didn't find something, he wouldn't make something up. And then on top of that, you have to prove things. There's a whole burden of proof that has to go through here. So as a Knicks fan right now, I am not worried. It doesn't worry me that Pablo Torre is going to be looking into the Knicks at all. I think the Knicks are fine. I think Jalen Brunson's fine. I don't think anything's coming, but it would be devastating if in the first time since the Patrick Ewing era, something like a bombshell like this would happen. That would be so New York Knicks. That would be like the most New York Knicks thing ever. And it would put such a sour taste in our mouths right before the season started. So I'm hoping the Knicks, Jalen Brunson, James Dolan, Leon Rose, they didn't do anything fishy here. I don't think they did. I think they were able to convince Jalen to take a pay cut so Josh could stay, one of his best friends. Mikal can come over, one of his best friends. Dante was on the team at the time. I really do believe that Jalen Brunson took a pay cut out of the goodness of his heart, wanting to win a championship for the New York Knicks. But let me know what you think. Do you think I'm being a little naive here? Do you think every team basically does this and the Clippers just got caught? Do you think Jalen Brunson actually signed that extension in good faith? Because I do. You can call me naive. I don't care. Well, listen, like I said, I'm under the weather. I really don't feel well. Just wanted to get that point across. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be taking comments for the next show tomorrow, answering questions. Let me know who you want as that final roster spot. Ben Simmons, Landry Shamet, Thomas Bryant's still out there. Cam Thomas signed today. Shout out to Cam Thomas. Qualifying our offer. 1 year, $6 million, which is severely underpaying Cam Thomas, whether you like him or not. But let me know who you want the Knicks to have. Drop a comment, like the video, subscribe. See you tomorrow for another episode of Knicks Latest. Peace.